I am the son of Mrs. Dragomirescu, and I will explain in English, because I speak English better, the communication between my mom and the landlord from the date 22 of January 2024 until today. This is the case number from the court L01EC999. As you can see, the landlord approves to pay me £7,000 and shortly after changes his mind and doesn't want to pay the amount. In this time, I sent him invoices, the amount of money that he needs to pay towards the plasterer, and the materials that I bring from work because he didn't need to pay for them. The laborer job that I have done, which I needed to scrap the paint from the ceiling and the walls, the mesh that needed to be placed on the walls, which needed to be paid after the renovation of the room, would come to an end, as we agreed. At the start, he said yes, and then after some time, he changed his mind. He started threatening me, giving me choices to give the dog, and he extends the contract, which on the contract it says pet agreed on the legal document. After he said that he doesn't want to stand by it anymore. After, he says that he can give £1,200 the second day, which he gave, and the second, which he gave £200 for the materials. But after, he again changes his mind and doesn't want to give it anymore. I have told him the £200 for the materials is really low, as well he needs to pay the laborer work for the painter and the plasterer, not putting in calculation the work I have done with scrapping the walls and the ceiling, not adding the materials which I have brought for free. And he gave £200 for the plasterer, but the man, when he started plastering the walls, he has seen that the wall is not straight and more material needs to be put in, and automatically more plaster is needed. And he didn't like this, and he says, forget about the £7,000 because he will see us in court, even if it will take 6 days or 6 weeks or 6 months, and we will be contacted by his lawyer. I responded in March. I received the eviction. I responded, and in March I received the eviction notice that he wants the possession of the house, and also in it was a forged gas certificate. And the gas certificate, I have it here. This was presented to court by his lawyer, but when we rented the house, he told us that he has an available gas certificate, but when we asked him to present it, he didn't present it. We contacted the council and introduced the details of the house and the landlord's name, and they said that they haven't renewed it since 2021. How can it be that in court, after he presented another forged certificate made in the 7th of September 2023, but at the council it wasn't renewed? Taken in consideration, we went to the council and asked them this, and we recorded it as well, and was mentioned that the house 59 Queen Elizabeth Road didn't have the gas safety certificate renewed since 2021. Revenind la WhatsApp. Coming back to the WhatsApp, we can. I am going to present the communication and the treatment we had to endure from our landlord Vasos Vasu and Tracy Vasos from the date 27 of August 2024. When we rented the house from 59 Queen Elizabeth Road, the landlord told me that he owns a gas certificate, but in time we have found out from a council representative that the gas certificate was renewed since 2021. But in time we have found out from a council representative that the gas certificate wasn't renewed since 2021. As you can see in the recording, Mr. Vasos Vasu is asking me when I am at home to send someone to renew this gas certificate. We already were in the middle of the eviction process with Vasos Vasu and Tracy Vasu, these presenting to the court a forged gas certificate, and also we have reported to the court that we have a boiler problem, and this problem being reported to the landlord as well, but he did not take action. Furthermore, another forged document, which is the house inventory, was presented to court by Mr. Vasos, which was used as Mrs. Dragomirescu's signature in order to validate the house inventory, something which Mrs. Dragomirescu did not consent to. As you can see in the picture, this is my mother's signature, which is put on the house inventory. Going to the other picture, being this picture, you can see that my mom's signature is obviously crossed out because it's her signature, but the name is long R. Dragomirescu and it cannot be written in that small. So, meaning that is not my mother's signature. And as I will show you now, I repeat, this is not my mother's signature. As you can see in the video, the landlord reads what I say and asks, but don't offer any response. Mr. Vasu, because he knew he had a forged gas certificate, tried on a legal way to make an appointment to renew the expired gas certificate from 2021. On 28th of August 2024, the landlord Vasos Vasu sends my mother a message that an engineer is available on the 6th of September 2024 between 8 and 14. My mother responded that she was busy working from morning to late night because she works 2 jobs and can't be home. On 6th of September 2024, sends my mother a message that the engineer is available on the 10th of September or 11th of September 2024, morning or evening, and she responded that she will give him an answer on the 6th or 7th of September, because during those days she would have received her working schedule for the days he mentioned. On the 4th of September 2024, she's had a second court hearing where the landlord's lawyer had asked for the judge for the house possession, in which the judge denied, and also to offer the landlord the possibility to renew the gas certificate. But I want to mention that the gas certificate needed to have it available since the 30th of September 2023, the date when he rented us the house. As you can see in the video, on the 23rd of September 2024, the landlord asked me if I can offer a time and date to send someone to do the inspection, and she responded that she will wait for him to send a date and time because she has 2 jobs. During the same day of the 23rd of September 2024, as you can see, the landlord Vasos Vasu sends my mother a message that the pergola that our family has built with his consent to demolish. I want to say that the pergola checked all the building requirements and was verified by a council representative, and that this pergola was built with the landlord's consent to protect our family dog from foxes and to not rain the dog. I have let the landlord know that we made some notices about our problems as well that we faced in the house, as the floor gaps in the kitchen, the smoke alarms were not working, mice, heating escaping through the rubber, peeling off the windows, where the landlord Vasos Vasu did not respect the contract and did not take any action to remedy the situation. As you can see in the video, the landlord Vasos Vasu is worried about the neighbors, but was never worried about our problems that we've had in the house, where he would have threatened us that the contract was ending and would also let the neighbors know when the contract is due. Even though he is in court proceedings with us, in that he has no house possession and that he can't evict us without a court warrant. I have let him know that if he has something to say in front of the judge. Also, I have told him that we were also worried about his treatment towards us, that the contract was breached, specifying that for Mr. Vasu Vasu, the contract is a piece of paper. Coming inside the property without a 24 hours notice multiple times, that he gave us a choice to either sell the dog and he extends the contract, and if we don't give the dog, he will extend the contract. In the moment when he gave us a choice, we were paying the rent monthly and were also renovating the house as we agreed with the landlord. We have been in holiday for 4 days, and on the 4th of November, when we came into the house, we have seen that the landlord Vasos Vasu has changed the lock and violated the law. As I said previously, the landlord, Mr. Vasu Vasu, doesn't have the house possession. As I will show you right now, the picture, as you can see, the window has a plywood over, which means that the window is probably broken, and the lock on the door is changed. Also, we can see that the house is during renovation, which is not allowed to do because he doesn't have the possession. As you can see again from the video, we have messaged the landlord on WhatsApp and called him multiple times, and he wouldn't answer either the call or the message. From what I know about the law, if a property is breached and a neighbor reports this to the police, and the landlord has the obligation to change the lock and let the tenants know through either a message, a call, or an email to offer a copy of the key of the lock. In our case, he didn't offer us anything. We want to mention that we've called the police and reported this, also that we were in active process with him, and that he doesn't have the possession, and that we have our personal belongings in the house, such as money, gold, our TV, our fridge, our wardrobe, our bed, and especially our documents. And the police said that they can't do anything without a court order. I want to also mention that I was sometimes called by a police officer and asked me many times with an aggressive tone, "What do I owe the landlord?" The police officer did not ask me how much the landlord owes me. I see that the landlord has influence and friends in the council, but I hope he doesn't also have this in court. It is a very difficult situation for me and my family, taking in consideration my mother has a minor kid, which is me, who I recently have a surgery due to the negligence of the landlord, and as I said, the situation in the kitchen. Our family cannot understand how a landlord who breaches the contract many times, who threatens our family, who gives us choices, who forges my mom's signature, who has a lease license, which leaves us problems unsolved, such as the unfunctional gas detector and unfunctional smoke detector, has more rights than a family with a minor kid who did not violate any law. I want to also say that the landlord, even though he didn't have the possession of the house, did not offer us the possibility to live in the house until the judge's ruling. He has started to renovate the house to hide all the wrongdoings happening inside the house. I want to also say that our family has lived in danger because of the unfunctional gas detector, unfunctional smoke detector, and all of the mice that were running throughout the house. Our family is curious what the judge's ruling will be, taking in consideration that we have made a lot of video evidence, photo evidence, audio evidence, and a lot of messages that we have pulled in our file and sent it towards the court, saying again that he has broke again the law and has led a family to be homeless, and we are curious of the judge's ruling.